Let's just take a moment and really enjoy the background tunes. R.I.P. Eddie Van Halen. Pour one out, that's it, pour one out. I'm pouring out a plum sour. Alright, I'll turn it down a bit though. Welcome! Willkommen, mein Lieblings Kinder to week 29 of Twitch Trivia, which means next week it will be week 30, which means we're only 22 weeks off having done this for a full year, which is an interesting piece of information. Thrilled to have the one and only Benjamin Nichols, I'll share his home address later, as the mod tonight. Although Britt, we so loved you modding for us last week, Ben is in the house, as are many of you. I see now. We got classics. We got a classics reel tonight from the teams. Let me know if you're new. You're a new team playing, because we like to know that information. What's been going on? Lots has been going on. But we'll get into that later. My mac and cheese just arrived, so I will be eating this throughout. Is that unprofessional? I don't think so. Actually, before I go on with the rules, can someone who is amazing... Oh, Ben... Okay, I know I'm just throwing so many things at you. Ben just reminded us that that you can now play games at the Netherworld. So if somehow you live under a rock and you haven't been checking the Netherworld socials, you can stand up and you can play the arcade games. And I'm gonna play a game after trivia, cause I'm here, I'm just in the dungeon. Back to what I was saying. I've forgotten what I was saying. I'm not surprised, I forgot. Let's just do rules and maybe it'll come back to me. The rules are no Googling, obviously. Phonetically it still counts, which means you can spell however you like. We have a no answers in the chat policy, obviously, and we have a very strict moderator who will kick your ass out. Other rules, you mark your own sheets, and then you upload them to the Google Docs that are linked in the panels below. We do that at the end. And of course, we're going to do a comic competition as we do every week. The comic comp is kind of where you can win the major prizes for Twitch Trivia. So I want to see all of you, you know what, get out your bloody pens. It's art therapy, baby. You don't have to be that good. Last week's was really good, so don't let that deter you. Last week's came from Caitlin, or Kat, depending on how you know them. It was a David Attenborough tribute, and it's bloody beautiful. There it is. I can't show you in person, so I put it up on the notice board so you can all see. I am not reading the chat right now, so I should just quickly catch up, make sure nobody's telling me that the audio is bad. Yeah, and I tell you what, we've got some doozy themes this week. Obviously, we had some sad news about a rock legend passing today, but I would argue that Trump getting coronavirus is the bigger news story from the last week. So I'm pretty happy to call it right now. Our comic theme for tonight is either going to be Trump getting coronavirus, praise be, or Eddie Van Halen passing, RIP. Those are your two themes. Oh, I just remembered what I was going to say, but I got distracted because I was singing. If somebody doesn't already know, I got myself a Spotify Premium, so we have background music again. And we have a collaborative playlist, so everyone can add their favorite songs to it. It's called the Democratic Republic of Trivia, and if someone, I can't copy the playlist right now between the computers I'm on, but if someone who I know has the link could share the link to our playlist, you can queue up, you can't queue up songs, only I have that power, but you can add songs to our playlist so that maybe what you're into will come up. As is always our precious rule, we only add individual songs at a time, not full albums, because that's just a real flex that we don't love. Okay, I'm excited about round one, question one, because this is a very exciting week. Because it's also our first trivia in the month of October, which means our Halloween month has begun. I'm going to do the trivia in Halloween week will be very Halloween focused, but in the meantime, I will kick us off with a Halloween question each week. Get your pens and papers or keyboards ready. Here it comes. Question 1 of week 29. What is the first alternate reality Homer travels to in Treehouse of Horror 5? Is it A, Flanders is the dictator, B, Bart and Lisa are giants, C, the family is extremely wealthy, or D, the family has lizard-like tongues? I'm going to have a bite of my mac and cheese now. I want Ben to know, if he's out there listening, which I know he is, that I have written a special question for you tonight, and I want you to guess. Your trivia question tonight, Ben, is guessing the one that was written for you. Alright, A, B, C, D. Okay, so I have some good and bad news. I know I'm throwing a lot of information at you. The bad news is, and some of you might think this is good news actually, so it's win-win, but I am not going to be hosting next week's Twitch. I will be writing it, but not hosting it. We will have one of our fabulous standards who, let's be honest, are far superior, so you're going to have a great week next week. That's the sad news. The good news, which I can tell you sort of, and it's very vague, and I'm reading a script. I'd say there's a good chance by the end of the year, if it all goes well, and that if it all goes well, then we can be back in trivia in person. I'm butchering this because the script isn't quite complete because it wasn't meant for me to read out. Basically, if all goes well, we'll be back in the venue by the end of the year. Basically, we're going to wait until the restrictions change to one person for every 2 square meters. So when it changes, when we get that little like green light, one person per every 2 square meters, we're going to bring trivia back into the venue. So that'll be hopefully in the next couple of months, whenever basically that restriction happens, which is thrilling. And I'm sorry for you who are outside of the state for when that happens. And I'm sorry for people who don't like leaving their house, who really suited online trivia. But safe space, and you can come and we don't even have to talk to you, and you can just like pretend like you're at home. So that's the fun news. All right, I'm going to move us on to our questionable cosplay for the week. Sometimes I do questionable cosplays, which are a bit rude because actually they've done a pretty good cosplay, and I would say this is pretty good. Tell me the character for the full point. As always, if you don't know a character's name but you know the universe they're from, tell me the universe and I will give you a half point. Anonymous in Oz has asked if we can broadcast it. I don't think we will be broadcasting. We won't be broadcasting when we go back into the venue. Just for a couple. Just for a couple of reasons. We workshopped it and it was a bit messy. But Ben's made a great suggestion. Everyone moved to Brisbane. Thank you, Paul. You're right. It is still questionable due to the questionable nature of our trivia quiz. I have a trivia question for you all. This is like a quick fire. Whoever answers on the chat first wins nothing, but it's fun. What are the origins of... Okay, no. There's a word, and it means impractical but idealistic. I'm going to tell you the word, and you have to tell me what the origins of the word are. The etymological origins of the word are. The word is quixotic. Go. Go, 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 go. Quixotic. Paul. Happiness is a warm gun. Beyonce Knowles. It is Don Quixote. Well done. That's everyone's special fun fact for the night. Should we move on, or are we good with this one? Tell me who knows this. Otherwise, I'm not going to give you a hint. Otherwise, I will give you a hint or something. Something's going to happen. Yes, Herbert Powell, this was my scheme all along. The one answer in the chat has been used up. I'm going to assume that somebody knows this, so I'm going to move the hell on. To question 3, which is worth 4 points, and I love question 3, and I know that it's impolite to compliment myself. It's worth 4 points. I have written down 4 movie titles, all in lowercase with no punctuation styling. I want you to rewrite the below film titles with the exact punctuation with which they were styled in the promotional material. So I'm talking commas, periods, exclamation marks, whatever it is, in the exact spot to get the point.
All your sanity and wits, they will all vanish. I promise. It's just a matter of time. So
nobody has done this yet, but could somebody... Oh, actually, you may have done, and I might have missed it, because I do miss things in the chat, in which case I apologize. But can somebody link the playlist, the collaborative playlist, to the group? Oh, actually, I think I can, because I can go into the Netherworld arcade. Hang on. Give me one hot second. Collaborative playlist, share, copy, embed link. Copy playlist link. Oh my god, this is gonna work. It's gonna work, guys. Crazy kids paste. Oh well, Cat's already done it, but I just did it again. You fast, Cat, you fast. That's if you want to add some songs to our trivia playlist. So, who's loving the punctuation question? It does have to be exact to get the point, but there's 4 points on the line. I'll hold it up for another minute. I'll hold it up for another couple of minutes. I'll eat my mac and cheese. Stupid Sexy Goldblum. Oh, sorry, Stupid Handsy Goldblum. Appropriate change, I love that. Yeah, you go in, you add a bunch of Van Halen, and I will cue them up.
So why don't you stop?
Ooh, okay. Vin Diesel's very confident that I've got 4 out of 4. We'll just see about that, Vin Diesel. I just realised that Scott in Canada isn't with us tonight. He's probably having a little sleep in. Oh no, I just got Instagrammed a most stunning entry to the notice board, actually about Scott, just as I spoke about him, which I didn't put in the notice board tonight, so I will do it next week. Alright, I'm going to move on, but as always, because this is a digital land trivia, you can screenshot the slide if you're not quite done and just refer back to it as we go. Oh, yes, Scott is suffering a bit of daylight saving jet lag. Is that jet lag, would we call it that? It's kind of in the same vein. Question 4. Let's do it. Oh, I haven't got out my little Irish or Scottish lately. In what state does the show King of the Hill take place? Is it A, Kentucky, B, Texas, Kentucky? How do you pronounce a U in a Scottish accent? Kentucky? No, that's weird. A, Kentucky, B, Texas, C, Arizona, or D, Mississippi. Yeah, I fell down there. Answer the question though. We haven't had a King of the Hill question. I don't think ever. It was a requested theme, as often all of these are. Hopefully you know it. What's everyone doing on the weekend? Before you answer, the appropriate answer is coming into Netherworld to play games and buy a lot of food and drink. sister's birthday. Does that mean your sister's birthday is at Netherworld? Oh no, working the graveyard shift. That's not good. Uni shit, working. God, there's no fun things happening this weekend. I'm going to a 30th birthday because I'm of the age where there's a lot of 30th birthdays. Okay, this is good. Online D&D with a group of Americans, then running a D&D session on Sunday. That's amazing. All-nighter on Star Wars Squadrons. I love this too. Alright. It's a Star Wars weekend. That's the best kind of weekend. I hate to kick choice of item Ariana out, but I'm going to for our audio question. Sorry, a visual question. This question I wrote, it was inspired by someone who, it often happens that you guys request things that are not pop culture related. Someone last week requested famous bridges. So, we have ourselves a little 4-pointer, a mashup of the Golden Gate Bridge being destroyed in 4 different movies. Let's have a watch. Admittedly, I have edited out any cutaways to the lead actors. So this is just environmental VFX stuff that you're seeing. I want to know the 4 films that the Golden Gate was destroyed in. Here we go. This is a destruction. Okay, warning, audio warning. This is a bomby video, so if you've got headphones in, watch out. I know I've burnt you all before. Alright. I'm going to play it one more time. But I think just the one. This is the last time. Alright, 4 films. I'm not going to play it again. Ben has requested I do the big pineapple being destroyed 4 times, and as a Gympie local, or at least a born and bred Gympie girl, nothing would cause me greater distress than seeing our icon explode. Our stolen icon explode. Namble stole it. All right, I'm going to throw us back to Troye Sivan and Ariana before question 6.
We can just dance to this. Don't take much to stop me. We can just dance to this. Push up on my body. You know we already seen all of the parties. We can just dance.
All right, moving on.
We can just dance to this.
Yes, this is a great idea. Ben, you've planted a seed and it is fertile ground. The Aussie action movie that destroys all the big things. Question 6. For which film is this costume exhibit? A costume exhibit, kind of a weird Yoda-like sentence, but please tell me the film that this costume exhibit was exhibiting.
Don't take much to stop me. We can just dance to this. Push up on my body. You know we already seen all of the parties. We can just
Oh my goodness, we have another big thing theft. Kat just said that Nando stole the big mango from her hometown. Wait, you've told us your hometown before. Does it have a cute name? Or is that Anonymous in Oz's hometown? That has a cute name. Where's the big mango? Bowen? Is it Bowen? Because that would make sense. Bowen mangoes. Oh my god. Wow, I nailed that. That's crazy. Sadly, I ran out of beer on question 6. Which is unfortunate for me. Alrighty, I'm going to assume somebody knows this. I'm going to move us on to our subjective 7. It's interesting. After 29 weeks, I'm really like scraping the barrel of my creative ideas for subjective 7. And I need to like go into a coma and then come back out with new ideas for subjective 7. But I'm standing by the one I'm presenting to you tonight. It is a subjective question that I would like an objective answer to. Objectively, which comedian does the best Michael Caine impression? There is a right answer. Work it out, have a think, submit a name, and I might give you a point. Oh my god, 69 people are watching. Imagine if Mulan was the answer to this question. Alright, I'm going to move on. Let's do question 8. Recently announced, this is a very self-indulgent Arika question which nobody asked for, but sometimes you just have to shut up and take it. Recently announced which actor has been cast as Leo McGarry to replace the late John Spencer in the West Wing reunion play, which is airing on October 15th. Actually, I've got some information that might interest you because I know there are some West Wing fans out there in our crew. And you're all trivia fans, so this is a real Venn diagram crossover. The West Wing cast are hosting an online trivia night on October 14th to raise money for the Kamala Harris, Joe Biden campaign. So it's virtual trivia, Wednesday, October 14th, except it won't cross over with our trivia because it's obviously American time. So you have to get up really early for it, but I'm going to. So if anyone would like to join my virtual trivia team and play West Wing trivia with the cast, it doesn't say whether it's West Wing trivia. I assume it is. It could just be the West Wing cast hosting general trivia, which would also be fun, but I prefer West Wing trivia. Let me know if you want to join my team. And also, can someone work out what time it is in Australia if it's Wednesday, October 14th at 9 p.m. on the east of America? Thanks. Oh yes, I can absolutely turn the music down. You just let me know and I will absolutely cat out of your request. Who knows this? And can I move on? I can't believe no one said that they want to be on my West Wing trivia team. Thanks, guys. Looks like Hidden Ham and Vin Diesel have got it. I'm not... Is Holly Wally... Is that Holly from Super Nintendo Charmers? If so, Super Nintendo have also got it. Super Nintendo are our reigning champions from last week. They are the team to beat. Apoko Trout, I would love you to sit there and look pretty in the team. I don't know when it starts in Australia. I'm hoping someone can tell me. It's October 14th, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in the States. Are they like 9 hours behind or 9 hours ahead or like 24 hours behind or ahead? I don't know. Alright, I'm moving on. Question 9. For all you font fiends, I know you're out there. Identify this font. Is it A, Bauhaus 93? Is it B, Bradley Hand? Is it C, Big Caslong? Or is it D, Braggadocio? Oh, it's midday. Guys, we can do that if you don't have a job in the middle of the day. Alright, A, B, C, or D. It's a font. Have a guess. Question 10. This here, pictured, is going on eBay for $40. What exactly is this? Please tell me what this is. Does anyone know? I mean, this is a kind of hard question, but I'm just hoping to get you thinking laterally here. That sounds condescending. I didn't mean it like that. Also, 11 a.m. Thursday in Brisbane. Oh, wait, so we're... 11 a.m. Thursday... So we're... Wow, I should really know this faster than I know this. It's 9 p.m. Wednesday. So we're ahead by an amount of hours. 14, 15 hours? Something like that. Thank you very much, Herbert_Powell, for the information. Thank you about your comment about the question format. Does anyone think they know? 14 hours. There we go. All right. Next Thursday. Next Thursday. Does anyone know this? Vin Diesel have no fucking idea. I think I have to give a hint, which is a shame. Because... Alright. I will give you a half point if you can guess the intellectual property pop culture universe. And I will say, this is something that you might collect to play a game. This is something you might collect to play a certain game. If you can guess the game, I will give you a half point. You might collect this to play a game, and that's all I'm going to say. Just make a guess. And I reckon some of you might guess correctly. I'll hold for a few more seconds. Okay, I will say, this is kind of like a prop that you might use to play a game. It's a prop that, yeah. Okay, but I won't say any more. Next up is our mid-round game, for which you can win our very exclusive Netherworld pins. It's the only thing that you can win a pin for, other than our drawing and Nicolas Cage. You can't see this, but it's got Mike Wazowski on it. We are having a round of charades tonight. You all know how this works. I'm going to do some charades. The first person to message me on Instagram the correct answer will be mailed out this little adorable Mike Wazowski pin. I'll bring it up to the webcam. So cute. Designed by Scott in Canada. All right. I'm afraid of this one. Okay, here we go. This is hard. This is a hard one. What real-world animal was this Tamagotchi predator? Ooh, EB and Zing sell Tamagotchis. That's fun. Oh my goodness. Story time with a Poco Trout, which is everyone's favorite story time. Tamagotchis are on like their 20th generation. They must be so good now. It must be like Sims 4 up in the Tamagotchi software. What can you make them do? Can you build them a house? Can you give them a different skirt colors? And JB sells them? I've been struggling to think about what I'm going to get my partner for their 30th birthday, which is rapidly approaching. Do you think a Tamagotchi is a shit present? Keeping in mind that, you know, expectations are high. Ooh, a Goldblum calendar is fun. Ooh, they are bootleg Tamagotchis that double as universal remotes and USBs. That's cool. Limited edition Evangelion ones in Japan. That's also fun. I'm going to move on for the time being. I decided to theme a little bit round one, as you will see. This one's worth 5 points as well. Listen to the mashup of 5 famous people doing Michael Caine impressions and identify each celebrity. 5 people you will hear talking, all doing Michael Caine impersonations. I will play it maybe 3 times. Here we go.
Okay. I say Michael Caine used to talk like this in the 1960s, right? But that has changed. And I say that over the years, Michael's voice has come down several.
It takes a man in a tweed suit 5.5 seconds to fall from the top of Big Ben to the ground. Now, there's not many people know that.
And I am a nosy neighbour. Now, not a lot of people know that I know this, but Mrs. Higgins at number 20 claims to be a vegetarian. Yet I saw her in the butcher's buying soup.
With the kind of, and you don't do the broken voice, when it gets very emotional.
I'm not sure if...
She was only 16 years old. She was only 16. You're only supposed...
Hello, my name is Michael Caine. Not many people know that.
I'm not sure if our moderator is actively with us at present, but I just want you to know, Ben, that the question that I wrote specifically for you has already passed. But I'm sure you will know what it is when I reveal the answers. It's really quiet. Oh, okay, I will turn it up. Sorry, turn it up. No, that's my fault. I should have turned the volume up higher. I'll play it again.
Okay. I say Michael Caine used to talk like this in the 1960s, right? But that has changed. And I say that over the years, Michael's voice has come down several.
It takes a man in a tweed suit 5.5 seconds to fall from the top of Big Ben to the ground. Now, there's not many people know that.
And I am a nosy neighbour. Now, not a lot of people know that I know this, but Mrs. Higgins at number 20 claims to be a vegetarian. Yet I saw her in the butcher's buying soup.
With the kind of, and you don't do the broken voice, when it gets very emotional. When it gets very emotional indeed. She was only 16 years old. She was only 16. You're only supposed...
Hello, my name is Michael Caine. Not many people know that.
Alright, it is tricky because lots of people are good at Michael Caine, as Ben rightly said. But I will say I've given you kind of a run of classics here. I have given you a run of classics. So just try and guess a few names that are probably going to make the list in the right order. It's okay. It's a tricky question. If you can get one, you can get two, you're doing pretty well. I will play it one more time. And I will say, this is my little link back. The answer to question 7 is in this mashup. The answer to question 7 is in this mashup. All right, here it comes for maybe the last time, unless you really beg.
Okay. I say Michael Caine used to talk like this in the 1960s, right? But that has changed. And I say that over the years, Michael's voice has come down several.
It takes a man in a tweed suit 5.5 seconds to fall from the top of Big Ben to the ground. Now, there's not many people know that.
And I am a nosy neighbour. Now, not a lot of people know that I know this, but Mrs. Higgins at number 20 claims to be a vegetarian. Yet I saw her in the butcher's buying 2.
With the kind of, and you don't do the broken voice, but it gets very emotional. Well, it gets very emotional indeed. She was only 16 years old. She was only 16. You're only supposed...
Hello, my name is Michael Caine. Not many people know that.
All right, take a guess. Hopefully you can get one or two. As I already mentioned, the answer to question 7 is in this mashup, so you've got yourself a little cheeky link. All right, let's get back to lightning dust and move on, I think. Question 16. Is Step Into Liquid a 1997 documentary about dance punk group Liquid Liquid, a 2003 doco about surfing, or a 2007 doco about the heroin trade among the elites of Manhattan? Which documentary is Step Into Liquid? Ooh, Vin Diesel knows this one. Such interesting knowledge to be across. Just a reminder, I have had one comic entry so far, and that's a good reminder to tell you in case you missed it at the start. Your news comic themes of the week are a choice between Trump getting coronavirus and Eddie Van Halen passing away. We like you to incorporate monsters. Those can be literal or figurative, as long as you provide a philosophical justification. We like a picture and a caption. It doesn't have to be hilarious. It can be quite dramatic, if you like, and you are playing for a $30 venue voucher, so it ain't nothing. Let's move on. This is a 1 in 3. Let's move on. Question 17. Wolferton Splash is the title of the first episode for what TV series? Essentially the pilot. Wolferton Splash is the title for the first episode of what TV series? Ooh, 7:26. I'm dragging my feet. The song is Devoted To by Lightning Dust. I should just write it. I forget that I am able to write in the chat. Devoted To by Lightning Dust. Alright, I'm going to assume people know this, do they? Who knows it? Let me know, otherwise I'll give you a little cheeky hint. I could give you a hint if you like, but not if a few people know it. I was watching this show last night till really late. I'm a bit tired. Alright, Super Nintendo charmers know it. Very good. This show effing rules, honestly. It's one of the best shows going at the moment. Alright, nice. Guns and Genius, which I think is Hidden Hams, also know it. And Culture Vultures, great. Question 18. Light Up the Sky is the subtitle of which musical group's upcoming Netflix documentary? I fully expect a few people in this group to get this based on what you've requested for the last 29 weeks. Does anyone know? It's not released yet, so you kind of have to be a fan to know it's coming. Oh, Paul has got it. I'm not surprised. Nice. Grace from Vinny D has also got it. Amazing. Guess a musical group, if in doubt. Question 19. For 4 points, match the Adam Sandler film to its Rotten Tomato ranking. I have given you the choice of Hotel Transylvania 3 Summer Vacation, Click, 50 First Dates, and Pixels. On the number column, it's a 17%, a 45%, a 62%, and a 34%. For the 4 points, you need to connect the right letters with the right numbers. I actually agree, Ben. I do think these ratings seem high. There was one Sandler film on Rotten Tomatoes that had a 0% and one with a 5%. But you know, there was also Uncut Gems, which was like 94%, but I didn't put that in because that would be blindingly obvious. By the way, did everyone watch Uncut Gems? Because if you haven't, it is freaking great. Pretty good. It was bloody good. Haven't seen any of the Safdie brothers' other work though. It was a stressful film. Has anyone watched the trailer for his new Creepy Halloween? No. But it is the month. Has anyone submitted, or did anyone submit a film to the Netherworld Horror Film Festival? Ben, how many films did you get submitted, and when does it close? When do the entries close? I am going away to stay in a mansion next week. It's as surprising to me as it is to you. So maybe if the entries aren't closed, I'll film something in the mansion. But I make no promises. Oh, it's closed! And we have a good amount. Alright, that's great. Well, then never mind. Let's all attend this virtual film festival when it's on. We'll watch them all online the Friday night before Halloween. That's goddamn beautiful. Yeah, I know. It's crazy. This house I'm staying in has a grand piano, and I'm so sad I can't play it. Because I don't know how. Question 20. Oh, sorry. Were we done here? Were we done? Question 20. It's an extreme close-up. This is an extreme close-up of what character? I need the character's name for a full point. I'll give you a halfie if you can tell me the film or TV show. Okay. That brings us to the end of round 1, which means I'm going to now show you our first clue for Nicolas Cage up here. As you know, if you can guess what's in the cage after round 1, after the first clue, you can add 5 points to your final score. If you guess it after the second clue at the end of round 2, you can add 3 points. And there's also an individual prize for the first person to Instagram me the answer. Something new this week. It's a mystery week. A mystery week, meaning I'm not telling you what the category is. I'm not saying if it's a book or a show or a band or a movie or a filmmaker. It's a mystery week, which is a little bit harder, but I've tried to make the clues hopefully a little bit easier. Okay, here we go. Here's our first clue. You go ahead and you make some guesses. You may need the second clue tonight to get it because it is a mystery week and I haven't given you the category. But Instagram me if you as an individual want to guess. Otherwise, talk about it with your teams. If you can guess this right now, it's 5 points. And as you all know, teams have won because of that 5-point margin. I'll give you a minute to think about this. And then, my sweet scribes, we're going to jump into answers for round 1 before we take a very brief 7-minute break. Alright, are we ready? Scribes at the ready, here come our answers. Is A, Flanders is the dictator, is question 1's answer. Gary, this week is a mystery week. There's no category that you know of. I'm not giving you a category. I'm throwing you in blind just for the fun of it. Question 2, it was Suyin Beifong. Who is a character from Legend of Korra. If you couldn't remember Suyin's first name, you can have a half point for Legend of Korra. Question 3. Okay, I did need this punctuation to be exact for each one to get the point. So Doctor, with a little dot after the Doctor, Strangelove or, How I Learned to Stop Worrying and Love the Bomb. 2 was 500, numeric 500 in brackets, Days of Summer. 3 was Hail, Caesar, exclamation mark. 4 was Everything You Always Wanted to Know About Sex, asterisk, and then another asterisk, but were afraid to ask. Yeah, don't worry about capitalization. I didn't stipulate about capitalization. I just put them all in lowercase to neutralize everything. So don't worry about capitalization. Nice, we got a 4 out of 4. That's very exciting. Well done, well done, well done, well done. Moving on. Question 4. It's B, Texas. King of the Hill is set in a fake town in Texas. Question 5. Our films were The Core, San Andreas, Pacific Rim, and Godzilla. The Core, San Andreas, Pacific Rim, and Godzilla. Very nice. We can definitely do more destroying things. Question 6. It is Fight Club. Hopefully you recognize that red leather jacket. It's Fight Club. Question 7 is, of course, Rob Brydon. There are many great Michael Caine impressions in the world. Rob Brydon is definitely the most consistently excellent. No lies! Oh, good. A whole bunch of you got Brydon. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Alright, let's keep going. Question 8, it's Sterling K. Brown. An excellent choice on behalf of the producers. Sterling K. Brown is playing Leo McGarry in the West Wing reunion play, which is being televised on October 15th. Get your popcorn ready. Casey Dub, I'm so glad you brought that up because I realized that I wasn't really being true to my word when I made it a mystery week. However, I do stand by my choice because somebody has already guessed it correctly. And it will make sense when you hear the answer. Question 8 was A. Bauhaus 93 was that font. Question 10, Benjamin. I don't know if you guessed it, but this was the question for you. This is Warhammer Ice Terrain. If you just said Warhammer Terrain, I will give you a full point. If you said terrain, I will give you a half point. Did anyone say terrain? I'm so curious.
Knocked over a tractor and ran for the
It's
door.
sadly
6
not
gallons
moldy
of gas
pizza.
spilled out on the floor.
It is not.
Run, cows, run.
Oh my god, you did guess that it was for you. That's so
We are free rolling
exciting. I'm so sorry I doubted you. Question 11. It's Charles Dickens. Dickens was all about serializing his chapters and reading them in public, and he knew how to work the system. Question 12. I never attacked him on his looks, and believe me, there's plenty of subject matter right there, is Donald Trump. I, as the President of the United States, have actually achieved something which is virtually unheard of. Selena Myers. And you know why? Because they're ignorant and they're dumbass shit. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is democracy. That's also Selena Myers. I have a great relationship with the blacks, is sadly Donald Trump. And I think if this country gets any kinder or gentler, it's literally going to cease to exist. That's Donald Trump. So Donald Trump, Selena, Donald. For 5 points.
Black smoke arise and darken in the day.
Question 13. They all feature Van Halen songs. I'm just setting you up here, kids. I really hope someone guessed that. Just put some shit together, even if you couldn't remember the songs. They all feature different Van Halen songs. Shall we move on? I think we should. It's a polar bear, which I don't think is particularly good pixel work, but there you have it.
The president said, enough is
Question
enough.
15.
Uppity cat.
Ooh.
It's time to get
Oh, very nice. Stupid Handsy Goldblum got it.
flung.
Let's
The newspapers
listen
loaded
to
both
this.
sides.
Don't worry, if you don't recognize these people, I will put their names up on the board after this. I think the last one will surprise you.
Okay. I say Michael Caine used to talk like this in the 1960s, right? But that has changed. And I say that over the years, Michael's voice has come down several octaves.
It takes a man in a tweed suit 5.5 seconds to fall from the top of Big Ben to the ground. Now, there's not many people know that.
And I am a nosy neighbour. Now, not a lot of people know that I know this, but Mrs. Higgins at number 20 claims to be a vegetarian. Yet I saw her in the butcher's buying 2.
With the kind of, and you don't do the broken voice, but it gets very emotional. But it gets very emotional indeed. She was only 16 years old. She was only 16. You're only supposed.
Hello, my name is Michael Caine. Not many people know that.
Okay. I say
Alright. We had Rob Brydon, we had Peter Sellers, we had Paul Whitehouse, we had Steve Coogan, and we had Michael Caine himself doing an impression of Michael Caine. Well done if you got... Oh my god, Anonymous in Oz got 5 out of 5. That is tremendous. Yeah, he was doing an interview on Parkinson, and Parkinson brought up the fact that people always impersonate him, and he was like, yeah, and I sound terrible, and then he did it, and it was a great little interview. No, Gary, I know you said that it sounded the worst, but it did sound the worst because he was doing an impersonation of other people impersonating him. So I think it was supposed to sound bad. So don't self-hate spiral at all, Gary. That's worth 5 points. I'm so shocked and impressed that Anonymous and Oz got 5 out of 5. Question 16. Step into Liquid, the worst name for a surfing documentary ever, but there you have it. Question 17. The Crown Season 1. This particular scene with Matt Smith and Jared Harris kills you when you watch it. If you haven't got across The Crown, what the frig are you doing with your life? Please watch it at Netherworld whilst playing games and eating food and beer on the weekend. Question 18. Blackpink in your area. Let's kill this love. Bum, ba-dum, ba-bum, ba-ba. It's Blackpink. which is pretty cool. Speaking of, let's put our music back on.
They would all be ground
Jared Harris forever. I agree with that sentiment, Gums and Genius.
The cows were surrounded. They waited
Okay,
for prey.
question
They
19.
moved their last
A3,
years
B4,
to make sure
C2,
the
D1. So Hotel Transylvania Summer Vacation was the highest on 62%. Again, this is the aggregate score, not the critic score. Click was 34%. 50 First Dates was 45%. Pixels was 17%. A3, B4, C2, D1. 4 points if you connected the right with the right. Stupid Handsy Goldblum has asked if I will give you a half point for a K-pop group. Yes, I will. You know what? Yes, I will. Mr. 93 Days in Extreme Lockdown, you can have a half point. Also, somebody asked if they got a half point for just saying bear for the Tamagotchi question, and you bloody can. You can have a half point for that. Alright, question 20. Mr. DNA, hopefully you got that. Mr. DNA, of course, from Jurassic Park. I assume if you already knew it was Jurassic Park, you probably did get Mr. DNA's name. That's for a point. Jared Harris should have played young Dumbledore. Ooh, I haven't heard that idea for casting, but that's brilliant. Alright, you know what to do. Add up your points for round 1. Throw them in the chat just so we can see how we're doing up against each other. You know, all fun and games, all friendly. I'm going to put on my little screen that says we're having a 7-minute break. So now is the time to have a wee, get a beer fridge, do all the things, calculate your scores, etc. We're not submitting them to the Google form yet. We're just throwing them into the chat, which you all know. We'll be back in 7 minutes. And we're back. At a glance, it looks like Culture Vultures are in the lead for round 1 on 33 points. But we also had Vin Diesel on 29 and Super Nintendo Charmers on 26. And Hidden Hams on 27. So that's probably our top 4 teams. Otherwise, pretty good scores. Bit of variance, but that happens sometimes. I can confirm some exciting news. Although I will not be here next week, I will be leaving you in the capable hands of Mr. Boots, one Ben McClay, who you I'm sure all know because he is our beautiful, hilarious, endlessly lovable host of the 2-Bit Movie Club. Incredibly smart, funny man. We'll be hosting Trib next week. I will write you all the questions, so do still request your themes and I will get them and I will write them for him. And he will be here being the gorgeous boy that he is. Let's start round 2, shall we? Mad Men. How many secretaries did Mad Men's Don Draper employ over the 7th season? A4, B7, C9, or D11? Alright, A, B, C, or D. Take a cheeky guess. Oh shit, I just spilled water all down my crotch. Alright, 22. Which 3 characters, this is for 1 point. I think I'm going to give you 1 point for getting the 3 characters. Sing the song A heart full of love in the musical Les Miserables. Oh my god. Don Draper should be the next Tell me the artist. Tell me the song title. I might give Reverse Song a rest next week. Just because, you know, it's been a couple of weeks. We can do something new. Alrighty, let's play that again. Artisan song, please, babies. Shall we do it one more time? Let's listen one more time. But that is it. Just one more. Alright. Artisan song. I'm going to move us on. Alright, I have another comic entry. That's what I like to see. I also have something in my eye, which helps me not see anything else. I have a special announcement, something to fill your calendar with. Friday this week we are having a 2-bit, speaking of Boots, who is hosting trivia next week, which is exciting. We have a new stepdad, it's Boots, and he's going to do a great job, because he does a good job of everything. But this Friday at 7:30, the 2-bit movie club is FMV video games, and it's once upon a time, in a fabled parody that they called the 90s, video games would sometimes feature, or be entirely, actual film segments with real human beings. Some of you'd even recognize them. They're called Futuristic Technology, FMV, or Full Motion Video. And it was all perfect. Every last frame of badly rendered green screen backgrounds. You'll see Tim Curry, Jeff Goldblum, Christopher Walken, Mark Hamill, Christopher Lloyd, and countless others take what we can only describe as a paycheck. Oh, that's cute. Good writing, Ben and Ben. And of course you'll find it on this very channel, 7:30 on Friday. Excellent idea. As always comes from the Bens. Let's move on to question 26. In Pokemon, how many gym badges must a trainer collect before challenging the Elite Four? A4, B6, C8, or D10? Ooh, Ben's just posted a taste of what to expect from 2-bit. I'm gonna click on it.
You've rained on my glorious parade.
Nice. Gary's got Pokemon. Four to 6, eat 10. Question 27. If you're ready, I'm ready. I'm doing everything all wrong. Question 27. Folk the World Tour was the name of whose first album? No one requested any music this week. I've shoehorned a little bit in, but interesting. Not really that interesting, really. I'll tell you what is interesting, if you're interested in suffragette and women's legal history. When women's right to vote in the United States was passed into law in the year 1920, Woodrow Wilson was the president. However, if you know your presidential history, Woodrow Wilson did have a very extreme stroke, and it's widely accepted by historians that his wife, Edith Wilson, was just running the show and playing down his illness. In her memoir, she said that she just decided what was important and showed him, and he decided. But all the historians are like, he was absolutely too ill. She was definitely running the executive branch of the country. And even though she was outwardly anti-suffragette, is it a coincidence that the woman's right to vote was passed in 1920, the one time technically a woman was making the decisions in America? I don't know. Again, she was outwardly anti-suffragette, but that might have been just a conservative self-preservational opinion. Anyway, that's my fun fact. Let's move on. And Okidoka would like me to give a quick shout out to Christina Applegate. Alright, Christina, if you're out there, thank you for everything you've given movies. Too long, didn't read. Woodrow's wife was a secret feminist hero. That's exactly right. Thank you, Grace, for that summary. Alright, let's move on. I'm going to assume someone knows this. Question 28. It's time for D&D, because it's always time for D&D, because you guys always request D&D, and I love that so much. What was the first official campaign setting created for Dungeons and Dragons? We're going a bit of a ways back for this. Is it A, the Forgotten Realms, B, Birthright, C, Ravenloft, or D, Grey Hawk? A, B, C, or D. Take a guess. I'm going to move us on. I'm going to assume someone knows this, or you're good at choosing letters. Question 29. Thank you for the weird flex. Whoever requested Arthurian legends as a theme, I loved it. In the Arthurian legend, who was King Arthur's dad? Even if you don't know anything about the Arthurian legend, but you have seen the Arthur, the Merlin, the shitty Merlin TV show, which is actually great, with Colin Morgan, you might remember the name of King Arthur's dad. Nice. Vin Diesel has it. I hope you have it because of the Colin Morgan show and not because of the actual legend. Let's move on. Question 30. Which Epcot ride, if you don't know what Epcot is, it's a big Disney theme park, ride featured a 3D sci-fi musical that stars Michael Jackson as the lead? Nice. Boyd had that one too. Nice. Gary's got this.
Change your life, you can have it all, no sacrifice. I know
Alright, question 31. In Flying High or Airplane, exclamation marks, depending on where you grew up, Ted Striker meets Elaine in a dive bar where the patrons suddenly break into a disco dance. What tune is playing? What tune do they dance to? How well do we remember Flying High? Or Airplane, for that matter? Guys, there's only 9 more questions, and I don't have enough comics, so pull your finger out and draw me a Trump, COVID, or Van Halen comic. Nice. Jack is all over Flying High, it would seem. Alright, guess the disco song and moving on. Question 32 for our Fortnite requesters. How much does the Battle Pass cost in Fortnite Chapter 2? A. 150 V-Bucks, 550, 950, or 1500? Nice. The Fortnite fan has revealed themselves. Bubble code. So do the bitches. Nicely done, bitches. Alright, moving on. Question 36. Over the course of making all of the Harry Potter films, Daniel Radcliffe broke 160 what?
Feeling of relief came over my soul. And I lost control. I chased her up the stairs and I pinned her to the ground. And underneath her whimpering, I could hear the sirens sound. I rattled off a list of everything I was like going to the movies with her, and the way she kissed me. Driving into downtown Wheeling, showing her off. Backyard barbecues and reunions in the park. I said I missed her skin, and she started laughing. While I clenched down on her wrist, she said that's quite a list, but there's one thing you missed my heart, you missed my heart, that's quite a list, but what you really missed, you missed my heart, you missed my heart, that's quite a list.
Wow, I left the chat for so few seconds and Gary really threw one down. I was going to say hearts, but hymens is another option. Question 37. Originally debuting in 1985, Reg Watson is the creator of which long-running Australian TV show? I love that this crowd, who are famously unshockable and crude, are shocked by the hymen comment. You probably have a pretty educated guess about a few shows that this could be. Make a guess based on the date.
I said he missed my heart. He missed my heart. He got me. I knew. But he missed my heart. He missed my heart.
Things got very naughty in the chat all of a sudden.
Everything went dark.
I just googled what Steve told me to Google, and the first thing that came up was Harry Potter and his broomstick, please all ages. Mustang News. Harry Potter and his world of witchcraft and wizardry have won over the imaginations of children and adults. Blah blah blah. Blah blah blah. First was an incident concerning an adult toy released in February 2001 called the Nimbus 2000. The toy was a vibrating replica of the broom Harry Potter uses to uphold a vibrating toy broom that children are expected to put between their legs and fly around on. Shortly after its release, users on Amazon.com began commenting on the toy's popularity among kids, especially groups of younger girls. This is explosive. The Amazon reviews from Mom for the best. Oh my goodness. I'm going to go looking for those after this. Question 38. With which band would you associate this artwork? Thrilled that Ben hasn't modded any of our saucy Harry Potter chat. Jack, I want the show, which I think you know. I'm sorry, we steered into dangerous waters there, but we're emerging into new territories of question 38. Tell me the band with which you would associate this artwork. And I'm moving on to question 39. Which of the following is not a real edition of Trivial Pursuit? Is it A, Trivial Pursuit Ghostbusters Edition? Is it B, Trivial Pursuit World of Warcraft Edition? Is it C, Trivial Pursuit Golden Girls Edition? Or is it D, Trivial Pursuit Power Rangers Edition? Only one of them is not a real edition of Trivial Pursuit. You tell me. Steve, are you still talking about the Nimbus 2000 toys, or have we moved on? I'm really jealous of you all, but I can't hear the room where it happened right now. But I'm happy for you. Ultimately, I'm happy for you.
Alexander was on Washington's doorstep one day in
Alright, if we're ready.
Alexander said,
If we are ready. I agree, Guns and Genius. Leslie Odom Jr. freaking rules. Honestly. The talent of that man. Okay, final question, babies. It's worth 3 points. We never go out in a 3-pointer, but here we go. Here we have it. I would like you to identify the movie franchise from the name of its sequel. We have Back in the Habit, we have Far From Home, and we have Armed and Fabulous. Tell me the 3 movie franchises from the subtitles of their sequels. And after a minute, I'm going to reveal to you the second clue for our Nicolas Cage cage. This time round, it will be worth 3 points. And guys, I'm not messing around. Send me some more comics. I've only got a couple. Quickly, just, write one out. It's for $30. That'll get you a Netherworld t-shirt. Or a burger and beer and sides. And another beer. Nice. The bitches have 3 out of 3 on this one. I'm going to now move us on to our last clue. Again, it's a mystery week, so I haven't told you whether you're guessing a film or a TV show or a band or a person or, I don't know, whatever else, other categories we do, a game. Here is our second clue. If you can put that together with the first and guess it correctly, you will get 3 points now. For this, I can confirm somebody has guessed it correctly. So the pin has already found a home, and I will reveal that winner when we do answers. Alright, scribes, if you're ready, I'll give you 25 seconds to prepare your body for marking. Someone just made a really good guess. That's very clever. It's not correct, but it's actually very clever, and it does work out. It works quite nicely with both clues, but it's not the right answer. Alright. I'm going to count to 20 in my head, and then we're going to do answers. Send me your comics. Alrighty. Here come answers. Round 2. 9 secretaries, which is quite high. Question 22. Cosette, Marius, and Eponine. Cosette, Marius, and Eponine. That's just for 1 point. I'm giving you 1 point for knowing all of those characters because they're kind of a package deal. Question 23. It's Dexter's apartment. A little bit trickier than some of our floor plan questions. I'm hoping you guessed Dexter based on a couple of the details. Treadmill in the bedroom was a good hint. Also, I did give you the years. And yes, to reiterate, the Les Miserables question was for 1 point. Question 24. It's Timothée Chalamet, Drew Barrymore, and Liv Tyler. Liv Tyler. You guys should Google. There's this artist who takes shitty celebrity action figure dolls and paints on faces to make them actually look like the celebrities, and it's so good. Like whatever paint. Yeah, it's amazing. Wow, 3 out of 3 from Vinny D. Nicely done. Question 25. It was Wake Me Up Before You Go Go by Wham. Oh, whammy, 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 wham, wham. 1 point for both of those details. If you just guess Wham, you can have a half point. Oh no, Gary fucked up. Question 26. It's C or 8. 27. The day after my birthday is not my birthday, Mum. I've got her feelings. I've got her feelings. It's the flight of the Conchords. 28. It's D. Greyhawk was the first official campaign setting. Created for Dungeons & Dragons, I think in 1980 is the right year. Question 29. Uther Pendragon. Uther Pendragon is the name of Arthur's daddy-o. Captain EO. The Michael Jackson movie that Francis Ford Coppola made with George Lucas, I believe. Did we need the last name? No, I think we all know his last name is Pendragon, so yeah, Uther is fine. Question 31. Stayin' Alive, the Bee Gees. Question 32. It's C, 950. 33. A was Madame Brussels in Melbourne. B, Monster in Canberra. C, the Menagerie in Brisbane. If you didn't know any of the names of these places, but you did guess the cities correctly, you can have a half point for each city. $34. It is the big old 20. Oh, Phil was put away in the clink for 20 years. 35 for 2 points. Christina Ricci and Winona Ryder. Christina Ricci and Winona Ryder for 2 points. Hopefully you made the educated guess. It was pairs of glasses. You might have said wands, which would have been a pretty good guess, but pairs of glasses was the correct answer. That's how many things Daniel Radcliffe broke. Oh my goodness, Britt, who I think is the person who requested Canberra venues, has just informed us that Monster is going fully veggie for the next 365 days. That's so fun and random. Is that just like a ethical thing that they're doing, or meat supplies are down? What's that about? Question 37. I hope you guessed Neighbours. 38. It's Tool. Tool. 39. It's Ghostbusters. There is a Ghostbusters board game, actually, but it is not Trivial Pursuit. And 40 for 3 points. Sister Act, obviously. Spider-Man and Miss Congeniality. Those are our 3 franchises. don't know if we could call Miss Congeniality a franchise, really, because, oh no, a couple of films, it's big, whatever. Sister Act, Spider-Man, Miss Congeniality. I hope you now all see the error of your ways. Our Nicolas Cage was, of course, Van Halen. I was just stuffing Van Halen down your throat this week. I was hoping that you could get there, and that's why I made it a mystery week. Huge, mad props to the people who did guess Van Halen. Enjoy your points and add them to your scores. But a very special congratulations to Steph Morgan, who guessed Van Halen after the first clue, the first person to do it. We will send you our Netherworld pin. Well deserved. In the meantime, please send me your comics if you haven't already. I'm going to judge them for the next minute whilst you upload your final scores to the Google Forms linked in the panels below, which is fun to do because it means I can put you in a nice little leaderboard and post it to the Netherworld Facebook page. Alright. Let's have a look, see if I haven't been sent any more comics. A good guess that I got from a couple of people was Big Yellow Taxi, which I thought was a good guess, even though it wasn't correct. Alrighty, I think I have our comic winner. Wasn't too hard to choose tonight because we only had a couple of entries, but this person always does excellent work. This one's really hard to explain, so I'm just going to post it on Facebook and put it on the notice board next week. But there's a whole murder octopus story. Again, it's hard to explain, but I will post it on Facebook and I'll put it on the notice board. Well done, I think, to Kat, who drew this. You have won another comic book $30, which I think you won last week as well. Beats to engage in the art activity. I think that's us. What do I need to tell you? Don't forget our good news of us coming back to the venue eventually. Which is indecisive, I know. Indescriptive, imprecise, but basically the news I gave at the start was that when we go to the one person per 2 meter square, we will be going back into the venue, and hopefully that's going to be before Christmas if all things go well. Also, I will not be here next week, and I will miss you dearly, but the excellent Boots, Ben McClay, who is a hilarious and sweet boy, is going to be filling in. Do request your themes in the Google form and send them to me so that I can still write questions for you specifically. But Boots will be here. I will be back in a fortnight. Be safe. Do some cool stuff. Hang out. Deeply breathing is good. Deep breathing is good. Helps with anxiety. Alright, time to go.